Here's how to play Gate Ruler in about 5 minutes.
There are 5 types of cards in Gate Ruler: energy, rulers, field cards, unit cards, and event cards. There are several areas on a unit card. The first is the name. This is obviously what the card is called. There are the attributes next, which contain the attributes that the card has. In the top left, there is the level of the unit. This is used differently depending on the ruler. On the bottom left, you have the stats. There is attack, HP, and strike. Attack and HP are used when battling with other units. Strike is used when battling with a ruler. Finally, at the bottom of the card, there is the effect text, and there is also the flavor text. Events are very similar. Again, the name is on the top right contains the attributes, the top left has the level, and the bottom left will have the effect, with the bottom right also containing the flavor text. And I won't labour the point, but fields are pretty much exactly the same as events. Now, before we go any further, you will have no doubt noticed the 3 special keywords in the top left just under the level. These are OD, TD, and CNT. OD stands for on drive and will activate whenever driven. Whether or not you get drives depends on your ruler. TD is called touchdown and will activate whenever you call the card from your hand. The ability to do this is also dependent upon your ruler. Finally, there is CNT, and this effect can happen no matter what ruler you have, and this will activate when the unit is damage checked. Finally, we have the ruler cards. These are very much the most important piece of the game and the main selling point. Each one drastically changes how the game is played, how your deck is constructed, and basically the whole feel of the game. Now, they all have some similarities. Each ruler will have its life amount on the top left of the stats. This is how much damage you can take before you lose the game. They will also have an attack value, which is used when you attack into an enemy unit, and a strike value, which is used when attacking into an enemy ruler. They also have important pieces of information about game setup listed on the card, and a QR code that will link to the rules manual, where more detail about the actual play of the game and the deck construction of the game for that ruler is listed. Now, you're probably wondering what these arrows all mean, and no, they are nothing to do with link monsters. Each arrow corresponds to a different zone that ruler will use. What are the zones? What are they used for? Well, to the first question, coming on to it. Answer to the second question, depends on the ruler. You're going to be hearing that a lot. Each ruler is very different, so I'm not going to be explaining them all in this video. I will make separate videos for each ruler. Okay, now you know what the cards look like, let's talk about the playmat. Before we get started though, as always, depends on the ruler. But let's have a look at it. Yes, this is a monstrosity, but don't worry, we'll take it slow, we'll go from left to right. On the left, you've got your damage zone. This is where you put your damage when it is checked. On the bottom, we've got the energy. Not every ruler uses this, but some of them do. Then, above that, we have your 3 back row zones. These are used for setting your events. Directly above that, you have got your ruler zone. You put your ruler here. To the left and right of the ruler zone, you've got your attack zone monsters, and directly above, you've got your defense zone monster. To the right, you have your discard pile and you have your deck zone, and to the right of that, you have your set field zone.
Have you got all that? Good. Now let's talk about how you actually win the game.
There are 2 ways to lose at Gate Ruler. The first is to take damage equal to the life listed on your ruler. The second is to reach 0 cards in deck. Okay, let's talk about the actual game. So, there are 4 phases in play. The first is the start phase. In the start phase, you will activate any abilities specified on your ruler that are meant to occur. For example, the Knight ruler would at this stage draw cards and untap energy. Following this is the main phase, where you will play down cards from wherever they can be played from. This again depends on your ruler, and you will activate abilities and you can activate sets and all sorts of stuff that generally happens in a main phase. Following this is the attack phase, where you attack. It's worth saying that in this game, when you attack something with one of your units, they only deal damage, they do not receive it. This means that your rulers can attack into units, as can your units attack into units, and your units and your rulers can attack into rulers. You got that? Good! Finally, there is the end phase, where damage is removed from units and end of turn abilities are concluded. This cycle is repeated until a winner is found.
And that's it. That's the basics, as promised, within 5 minutes. cutting it a little bit close there. Now, that's obviously not everything. There are deck construction rules, niche technicalities, individual sorts of stuff, but this is enough to get you going. So go out, try the game. It's super fun. And please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be giving you loads of new card reveals and all sorts of stuff and gameplay, and it's great. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. Hope you've learned the game. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. Please join my Discord. I will answer questions there as well, and I'm really happy to talk about Gate Ruler and all the public stuff finally, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Cheers.